Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on GTA 5 with a, street race, essentially. Of course, there are many things that can go wrong while you are racing through the streets of Los Santos. We've seen it happen many times. Sometimes the gaming gods decide to drop a car on you mid-race. I mean, the car we're following gets away with it, but somebody else very much did not. Slick Chris is up next on GTA 5, learning a little bit about karma. You see, they are driving the Dukes of Death, big, heavily armoured vehicle. It's quite a powerful car, quite difficult to stop, to be honest. They have run over policemen, however, well, karma has got the better of them. The body gets stuck, kind of fused into the front of the vehicle, physics freaks out, car goes for a flip and a twist and a roll and a smack, and it all explodes, and yeah, I would say that is a pretty successful lesson in karma in all of that one. We stick with the GTA 5 next for Joe. I can't remember the name of the game mode, but this is one where you're on a bike trying to run away from trucks. Now, it is suitably silly, as you can imagine. You've got to get across this bridge, which isn't so easy to do. On the bike, they spot a little I guess like alcove you can hide in, but don't quite time it right. Physics gets angry at them, and then they get fed into a truck. Again, not really what you want on that one. We move on to a Watch Dogs Legion with Dew using the good old drone method of transport. It's actually quite effective on this game at the end of the day. Their mission is to destroy some servers, I think it is. However, things are getting a little bit funky over here. As you can see, this one is depositing a bunch of its internals outside. It's not really doing what you're supposed to, and it turns out the downside of drone transport is you can get knocked off of it. You can get fired off the top if the servers glitch out and, well, get thrown directly at your face. Hobo is up next on Wreckfest. Now, they are doing a very long race around the Hellride circuit with a 10 laps in. There's only 2 vehicles left remaining at this point. They are on very low health, and as they run off the banking, they do not get it right. The car comes off the banking too high, they roll, and that is the end of their race, literally meters. In fact, their car flips and rolls across the line. But that is going to be a DNF at the end of the day. We're on to Assetto Corsa next with a Porsche road car that, well, gets a load of understeer, hits a wall and gets stuck. Now, being stuck is one thing, it's not exactly ideal for this car, however, it doesn't stay stuck. The floor spits it out, manages to fire it over a barrier, and then it falls off the track. I think stuck was better. In that instance, stuck was definitely better. We've got Calvin Toner up next on rFactor 2 with a Mercedes GT car, ran a little bit wide on the dirt, goes for a spin, hits the kind of pit entrance wall, and then balances the car perfectly. A new use for the mighty wings on these cars. If they end on their side, it does act, it can balance it. Just about. Okay, the game resets it in the end, but it was still a pretty decent job of balancing. Mr. Mo up next on Grid. Now, this is right at the very end of a race. You see, the AI in Grid are coded to occasionally make mistakes and have crashes to make races more spectacular. That's all very well and good. This one, though, does a weird thing. It yanks the handbrake on and goes for a roll literally meters before the finish line. I mean, I've played a fair bit of Grid, I've seen AIs make mistakes and so on, never quite so dumb as that one, if I'm honest with you. And then we move on to Farming Simulator next, with a tractor, I presume a mod, I could be wrong, I don't know, but this is a tractor that when, you can see it's doing 600 kilometers an hour, when it is out of fuel, for whatever reason, in reverse it has unlimited speed. I am not sure how this works, other than the fact that it was just doing 600 kilometers an hour across a field. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to drive. The game does not like such things happening, as you can tell from the frame rate and everything getting very, very broken. And if you get out of the tractor, all sorts of bad things might occur. Yeah, it's struggling at this point. That is a very, very, very fast tractor. That is a very, very fast tractor indeed, and it's kind of gone off on its own now, and the player's trying to... It's gone. It's gone. The tractor's gone. It's all a little bit broken. A little bit lower speed now. I say that for BrickTech here, trying to load up some pallets onto the back of a truck. It's a lower speed. It's still quite quick, though, as the forklift has gone to orbit and is spinning around an awful lot. I'm not even sure if it's still climbing or falling at this point. It's going a direction. It's... Oh, no, we definitely are falling, and we're going to bounce off of a... off of the floor, and almost landed on someone's shed. It does land the stunt. I think you'd have been very, very sick if you were in... I think you would have stayed inside the forklift, let's be honest, at that point. Anyway, C Infinity is up next on Beam, is doing one of the race scenarios. They misjudge a corner, end up bumping into the AI van, spin it around. The thing is, the van's not so happy about being taken out in all of this one. The vehicle is trapped between the van and the wall. For whatever reason, the van shoves it in reverse, and in doing so pins the car completely. The car can't go forward, it can't go backwards either. The van's kind of created a dent in the door and has wedged itself in there. And in desperately trying to unstick the car, I mean, this was quite a long clip, the car never did get free. They've actually overheated their clutch to the point where it's billowing smoke out of the, well, I say clutch area, out of the cabin basically is where it's coming from. The engine's also overheating from all of this one as well. So yeah, there we go. The van has just decided that the player is not going to be able to move, and that is the end of that. Oh, you gotta love the AI sometimes. And finally, well, this is from me on Forza Horizon 5. Now, I was trying to take a picture. I was deciding for a thumbnail image on a video, and I was messing around with the AMG hammer. While trying to get a picture, some weird things were occurring. You see, with some slight connection problems, when I went into photo mode, my car ran away. Now, photo mode, yeah, I forgot we were in photo mode. I tried to speed it up like you would a drone. That's why I actually took a random photo. The car's supposed to be frozen in place, and it wandered off. And the best thing is because you're not supposed to go too far away in photo mode, the car's actually wandered out of where the photo mode range would be. I can still, I mean, you can still see the car. The zoom is still fairly powerful and everything, but yeah, I've never had a car run away while in the photo mode. As I said, I believe this is something to do with disconnecting from the session, essentially. But yeah, rather unusual, not particularly helpful, if I'm honest. So we try again, go in the other direction on this one, try and get it into a photo mode. This time slightly less iffy, but still not helpful. I mean, that's not where I left the car. It has moved further and fused its way through a railing, so yeah, not exactly gone to plan, all of that. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There should be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.